My name is Mr. Milton. I'm the school counselor for the class of 2022, and I am here to talk about a second tip that I want to offer all students that can help you to succeed here at Centerville Middle School. It's a simple thing that probably a lot of you guys already do, but I want to make it explicit and develop it a little bit for you. So that tip is to make lists. Make lists. And I should point out that a lot of the information I'm talking about is coming from this book, The Everything Guide to Study Skills. I found that to be a comprehensive book that's been really helpful. It gives an overview of a bunch of different strategies that you can use to succeed in school. And I'll be presenting some things out of that over the course of this school year. So, making lists. There's a lot of benefits to this, not least of which you can track what you've accomplished and what you still have to work on. Also, you can break big projects into smaller, more manageable chunks. So, for those of you who are in science fair, I think of you that it's a massive project, probably the first time that you have experienced having a project to do all by yourself, independently from start to finish. And using lists can help you to identify, okay, I need to do this task, and this task, and this task in order to accomplish each section. Just like we talked about in the last video, you want to use your planner to keep you on task. And I want to give you the example of this planner here. I pointed this out last time, just talked on it briefly. This is an example of a paper planner. Of course, there's also digital planners. And this student was using this section, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, for short-term tasks. So you see things like some French assignment, you see visiting a relative, you see they even put their lunches in there. Remember, putting as much detail as possible helps you to be efficient with your time. Another thing that I didn't point out last time, but it's very important, is this down here. Do you see all these different tasks that this student has listed at the bottom that they have to accomplish over the course of that week? This is a very effective strategy, not only for knowing the time, so this is the time when things are due, but this breaks down tasks. So something that might be due on Saturday, they know, okay, I have to do this, 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 and this in order to stay on task. That's essentially what I'm talking about. So that's the way that your planner and using lists can sort of support each other in two different strategies. Okay, so using that planner, it's a key tool for you over the course of the year. I hope that every single one of you is using a planner at this point. And if you're not understanding how to do that, you're talking to me or another adult about it. Okay, using lists will help you to identify all the tasks that you need to complete and finish an assignment. So in the case of science fair, where is science fair here? In the case of science fair, you have all these different tasks that need to be completed in a certain amount of time. So here is all the different tasks, and you have the example of the introduction, the procedure. All of these are due at different times. Now, each of those big tasks can be broken down into smaller tasks. Okay, here's an example. So you have the September 14th, that was a paper, so that was something very quick. September 21st, that was a worksheet, so that was fairly quick. But then you have this thing due the 12th, and that's the introduction. And this list of dates, the deadlines, actually lists a bunch of different things that you already have to do. So you can list those things. So let's write that on here. I'm running out of space. So we got title page, review of literature, problem, hypothesis, and what's the last thing? Works cited page. Okay, these are all different tasks that have been identified that you have to complete by the time October 12th rolls around. Now each of these are fairly large, so this review of literature, that's a significant assignment. So you might break that down in even to smaller portions. So make a list of a list, right? So review of literature, well, that's going to require library time to identify research. It's also going to require reading all of the research found. It's going to require organizing research to present in the paper, and so on. Right? There's a bunch of littler tasks that are required within this one big task. So utilizing lists can help you to start to break down those chunks. So if you wanted to, you can know that October 12th, well, that's due. But each of these library time, well, you know what? I'm probably going to do that now because I want to get that done early. So you might even give yourself an internal deadline. So how about September, just random, September 23rd, due, right? So you want to have that accomplished by that time, and you put that in your planner. Reading all of the research found. Well, how about let's say you get it 23rd, let's give yourself 5 days, September 28th, due. These are all internal deadlines, so your teacher's not going to be asking you for these things, but this helps you to have a gauge of, if you want to stay on task, make sure you have those things done. Organizing the research into present in the paper, well, that's probably going to take a little bit of time. So how about October 7th? 7th, due. And then that gives you a little wiggle room to review it and to revise it before you have to turn it in. And any other task that you have, you can continue in that. The same is true for each of these different sections of the paper that you need to turn in, or the portion that you need to turn in, right? That just gives you an example, and I actually don't know if review of literature is actually what she's looking for, all these different things for your paper, but I'm just giving examples of what I would expect as a student if I was writing the science fair project. So using lists can be an incredible tool for you to stay on task and to accomplish tasks in a timely manner. Make sure that you're not falling behind. So once again, you're listing your tasks every single day, the short-term assignments, all the homework you need to do, even including how much time it might take to complete them. This is going to help you to prioritize how you use your free time and how you use your flex. It's a great tool for you. Once again, practice is key. If you read this but don't do anything about it and try it, it's not going to do you any good. So I want to challenge you to try to use lists in this coming week. If you have questions, please come see me or talk to your teacher, your parent. We can help you out. We're all here to see you succeed. Thanks a lot.